Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 26 of Shattered Image, and this one is titled The Life of Yin. You pretty much remained in bed for the rest of that day, your mind thinking things over. If I just cry and act submissive, I'll get out of it again, you thought confidently. Just then you heard the door open and you looked over, hoping it was going to be Sero coming around the corner, but instead it was some dude in a white coat. Hello, Yin, how are you feeling? He asked. Fine, you replied. When can I get out of here? Oh, we just want to do a few tests to make sure you're okay before we let you go, he said with a smile. Okay, like what tests? You asked. Well, first of all, we need to do a baseline MRI brain scan, he said. How are you feeling right now, emotionally? Fine, you replied, slightly tensely, which he picked up on. Have you, eaten today? He asked. Would you like some food? I'm fine. Can we get this scan or whatever done now? You asked. Having worked in this ward for a number of years, this psych nurse knew that you were already very tense and quickly thought about how he could get a relaxed baseline reading so that the results would be better. The boy that was in here, he said. Your boyfriend? Who? What? No, he's not my boyfriend, he's a friend, you snapped, knowing exactly who the man was referring to. Oh, sorry, your friend. He was asking if he could take you out to the hospital cafeteria to get some food. Would you like to do that before we start? He asked, knowing full well that he hadn't asked Sero any of this yet and hoping the boy would comply. Yeah, you huffed. I guess so, if he wants to. Okay, I'll let him know, the nurse said. I'll be back in a second. And with that, he left, leaving you alone in the room for a second. This is all weird this time, you thought as you flopped back into the bed. Usually I'm out within a few days, no extensive tests, no nothing. Why are they keeping me in here? Just then you heard the door open again and sat up, trying to hide the smile that was growing on your face. Sero rounded the corner and you rolled your eyes playfully. It's you. I thought it was that guy coming back in again, you said. He said you wanted to get food or something? Yeah, you wanna? Sero asked. It's not ramen, but it'll do. Ugh, hospital food, you groaned playfully. Do you actually like the stuff? I've only been in hospital once before, and I don't really remember it, so I can't remember if I had any food or not, Sero replied, waiting for you to get out of bed and slip on the hospital shoes. Really? How old were you? You asked, sliding your feet into the shoes and then walking over to him. I think I was about 4, he replied. It was quirk-related, so I had developed it then. Maybe I was 5, he said, pulling a thinking face. I remember the first time my quirk showed up, you replied. Quirked a boy at school because he kept burping loudly. He sat behind me in class, and I told him to stop, and he didn't. So I turned around, and then, I don't know what happened. I just looked at him, and I felt this anger well inside me, and then all of a sudden he just froze. Did you know that you had done it? Did you know it was your quirk? Sero asked as he knocked on the inside of your door room, and the lady on the other side opened it for you both to leave the room. No, I didn't, you replied thoughtfully. I thought I didn't have a quirk because Dad never talked about it and I knew Mum didn't have one, so I thought that this kid just zoned out for a second. Did he break out of your quirk, or did you break him out at the end of him freezing? Sero asked. I think he broke out, you said, tilting your head to think. All I remember is him saying something about lots of mirrors and I was like, what? You chuckled. It must have been a weird experience, Sero said with a smile. So, did you know it was your quirk then? No, I still didn't know until a few days later. One of my friends at kindy was collecting dandelions with me and we both went to reach for the same one and she got it before I did, but I needed one more for my collection and I told her to give it to me and she didn't. So I looked at her again and I felt angry and then she just froze, you recounted. So you need to feel anger to activate your quirk? Sero asked. Yeah, I guess so, you replied. But I always feel like I'm angry, just passively, I guess, until something triggers me, and then it goes into, like, full active state. Oh, that's interesting. Sero hummed. Are you angry now? Mess around and find out, you replied teasingly. Oh, okay, yeah, no thanks. I choose life, he replied. You're no fun. I've wondered what it would be like to trap you, you teased leeringly, giving him a sly side-eye. You hadn't actually ever been thinking of doing that, but you wanted to see what his reaction would be, so decided to test it out. Really? Sero asked, looking at you. Or what would you do to me if I was quirked out? You thought for a second and then coughed and quickly looked away. For the first time, you hadn't been thinking about how you could punch or hurt someone that you had quirked out. This time, the thought had been a little more impure. Probably kick you or something, you lied in reply. Oh, that's very mild, he replied with a raised eyebrow. I was expecting to be choked or something. His comment made you suck air in so fast that you had to cough to get it out, and he looked at you. You okay? You need water? He asked. You shook your head. Dude, why did I just imagine my hands around your throat, but not in a humming way? You thought, your mind pulling up an image of him pulling a very pleasured face as you held him around the throat, and you quickly slapped yourself on the cheek. Sero jumped when he saw you smack yourself, arms coming up like he was defending himself from your madness. Hey, he asked. Stop, are you okay? Yep, fine now, you replied in a calm voice. Anyway, that friend in kindy didn't want to be my friend anymore after that. Weirdo. Sero laughed. You were acting very strange today, but he just enjoyed that you two were getting along again. Yeah, didn't she like seeing lots of mirrors? He joked. She said she saw lots, and then I was like, hey, wait a minute, the other guy said something about mirrors too, you said. And that's when I went home and told Mum that I could make mirrors with my mind or something like that. I wasn't sure what it was or how it worked. All I knew was I could make people see mirrors. And what did your mum say? Sero asked, looking up as you came out of the corridor and spotted the cafe ahead. She said something along the lines of, that's nice, and then my dad came in and I told him, but he got this really weird look on his face, like same kind of look like when he'd forgotten to pay a bill or something, like dread, I don't know. And then he told me that I was imagining things and that I needed to not use it, you said. I remember being confused and a little sad because I kind of did want a quirk because those with quirks were always praised more. Like, I was happy either way, but having a mirror quirk was cool, right? You sighed as you sat down at the table at the cafe, and Sero sat too. But then things started to go downhill. I felt like I wanted to use my quirk more and more, and whenever I used it, I'd get this weird relief mixed with, like, more anger. I don't know. You shrugged. Sero felt for you. You really didn't know anything about your quirk, and you felt like if you had known more about it, all these things could have been sorted before you started getting into more and more trouble. And now, trouble with the law. That's a lot, he said. Yeah, but let's have some dumb hospital food now, you said. I'm actually pretty hungry. Okay, what do you want? He asked, reaching for a menu. We have, a side of slop, 5-day-old sandwiches, coffee. Well, it's brown and liquidy, he said. Yeah, that sounds about right, you replied with a smirk. I think I'll go the 5-day-old sandwich. Yeah, I'm thinking the same, he replied. If you're enjoying the interactions between Yin and Sero, please stay tuned for tomorrow because I'm telling you right now it starts to get a little bit flatty. So if you want a little bit of like fun between the two of them, then I will see you tomorrow.